Hi there, everybody. So it's been a very long while, so let's see if we can get this started all over again. So today we have a video regarding your very confusing connection. Let's see what's happening. Let's see if you don't really know. Maybe you guys could be on and off. Maybe this person might be acting hot and cold. We're going to be seeing what is going on, what's going to happen, and what the near future holds for you guys. So as for the first card here, we have the Hermit. For the second card, we have the Hierophant. And the third one, we have the Hanged Man. So just pause the video if you need to, take a deep breath, and allow your intuition to follow you into which card holds the message for you. Hello there, pile number one. This is going to be your reading if you pick the Hermit with the Essential Tarot. So it could be that with this connection, you're thinking perhaps a little bit too much. And I kind of have the sense that this relationship is taking a little bit too much of your thoughts. Maybe you tend to not really be this kind of person. You tend to, like your solitude. You tend to focus a little bit more on your hobbies, on your self-growth, on your self-improvement. But now you're finding yourself thinking about this a little bit too much. So you just kind of feel like you're a little bit out of character, or you might feel like you are entirely alone and like you're doing the entire work in this relationship in order to keep it afloat. So I feel like already like there's a lot of frustration, of course, because you don't even know what it is that's happening. You know that you're trying to keep this afloat, but you don't even know if it has a future at this point. You don't even know. All you know is that for some reason you feel like you have to keep on going, and this person is kind of putting little to no effort. So you're really also contemplating whether it is the right idea to move forward. And I believe that there's also a lot of differences when it comes to intellect. I believe that you're deeper than this person. So whatever it is that you try to communicate with them, it's like there's always this wall that you feel like you're hitting all the time, because this person just does not have your same emotional depth. They do not have your same intellectual depth. And it's like you're basically speaking to a void that just stands there and just stares at you as if you were an alien, because they literally cannot comprehend what it is that you're talking about. So we're going to pull the tarot in a little bit. So for now, we're just going to get started with some oracle cards, and let's see what's popping up. So what about pile number one and their confusing connection? What kind of information can we get for pile number one? This one wants to pop out. So here we have thinking, missing you, craving, desiring. Here we have heart fog, mixed signals, block emotions, and messed up. Yeah, speaking about the person being hot and cold, we're getting this mixed signals. Here we have past life, deja vu, repeated patterns, and karmic lessons. And here we have only you, devoted, attached, and crave. So, and here at the back of the deck, we have distance, separation, space, and blockage. So, new piece of information that is coming up just now. It could be that you picked the Hermit because this is actually a relationship that is inviting you really to rethink why it is that you chose this person. Like if you have any kind of past trauma that you haven't healed or something like that, and that is why you found yourself in this kind of, I'm sorry, I'm just putting the cards in a way that is, that doesn't hurt my eyes, basically. If there is anything, like if there is a reason as to why it is that you picked this person, if it is that it's just like this karmic cycle that is actually repeating for real, because you have some trauma that you haven't healed, and so this person is basically mirroring all the shadow aspects that you still have and that you're actively avoiding. Like you know that they're there, you know that they're existing, you know that they're there, but I feel like perhaps if you're not in a relationship, they don't even get triggered. So it's like as long as you're not in a relationship, then it's fine. It's fine to leave them where they are, which is not quite true, right? Because at the end of the day, yes, our brain might be focused on something else. It might be focused on our life, on our career, on our friendships, on our self-improvement and everything. But at the end of the day, the trauma is stored in the body. So perhaps if you have any kind of physical pain, especially stomach pain, some intestinal problems, and I'm saying this because the Hermit is the card associated with Virgo. You might be a Virgo, and the Virgo is associated to the stomach and the intestines and pretty much all of that area. And so if you are having issues when it comes to this, to these body parts, it's because it's all of that trauma that is still stored within you. So, and that is because of these wounds that you're avoiding. So yes, it could be that you are in separation with this person, but I feel like perhaps it is possible that you guys are in contact a little bit on and off, and you're not really understanding what it is that they want, if they want a second chance, if they even want to work towards, you know, having a, like, you don't really know. It could be that even most of the time you're the one that is initiating contact and they're like extremely dry and everything. But I truly believe that for the time being, it is good that you guys get actually some space. If you're in separation right now, this space, this distance is actually good because it's helping you realize a lot of things. Like, this separation is actually meant to teach you a few things. You're supposed to be using this time exactly for introspection and to why it is that this person came into your life. So it's pretty much like a third person type of view that you're supposed to be installing when it comes to this relationship. You have to completely see it from another point of view, completely detached, as if you were someone else looking at it from the outside, and then try to check exactly what it is that attracted you to this person, why you're still attached to this person, what kind of patterns is this person repeating that you haven't learned yet. So it actually is a little bit of a pain in the ass. This looks a little bit like a, yeah, it really does look like a karmic relationship more than anything. But obviously karmic relationships, like, they get a lot of hate, when in reality those are the relationships that ultimately are like shortcuts in order for us to achieve enlightenment. They're shortcuts in order for us to get to know who we really are, and they really quickly align us. Obviously, that is if we get the lesson. They quickly align us to our actual real purpose and to where we're really supposed to be in life and to who we're really, like, what we're supposed to be doing. They just align us, like, and it's you know, it's very uncomfortable, obviously, but you know, without these things we don't grow. So I think that if we can look at these kind of situations from a more spirit kind of level instead of an ego level, we might even be thankful and grateful that we have met certain people that ain't shit, absolutely ain't shit, but that they are our greatest masters, you know, because sometimes we get into a certain kind of like toxic patterns that perhaps even last for a few months, but we learn and we grow far more in that short period of time that in some other relationship that is pretty steady or whatever. But sometimes we really learn more under pressure. And there are a lot of people, including me, that are extremely stubborn. And so the universe is like, you know what, for you to learn, you have to go through some very tough stuff because you are so absolutely stubborn. So here I'm going to use this new deck. I don't even know how to even say it in English, to be honest with you. But anyway, here we have infantilism. Then here we have inconstancy. I think they meant inconsistency, or maybe it's inconstancy. Maybe that's how you say it. I don't even know at this point. Here we have visit. And here we have soldier. Okay, so it could be that you're with someone from the military. Could be. And this is why there is this separation, because you guys are in the military, because this person is in the military or you're in the military, and so there's this distance between us right now, and this person is still like not really being they don't really show you attention when they have the possibility to show you attention. It's like they would rather perhaps do something else. And so there is a little bit of there's a little bit of feeling neglected, honestly. Yeah, there's inconsistency, there's all of these things. As I've said before, this card infantilism came out, so definitely there is this childish element, and there is you being a light in the dark for pretty much a lot of people. I believe that perhaps you are the therapist in your friends group or the therapist inside your household with your siblings and your parents and everything. But I feel like there's this tendency of taking upon other people's problems and other people's traumas. And that could be your sole purpose, honestly, to be here to guide people through their darkest times. But when is it that enough is enough? When is it that we're supposed to be drawing a line? So that's always the biggest question mark, because yes, that's the sole purpose, but when is it that enough is enough? So there has to be a boundary that cannot get crossed. Like, you cannot forget about yourself because someone else is going through something. So by this visit, I believe that this person is actually, perhaps you are planning to see each other in order to talk this through. And with the Soldier card, what is coming across more than anything else is the fact that you are supposed to be like with a military mindset regarding your boundaries. Like, this is how it is, and I'm not going to change my boundaries. I'm not going to modify them in any way, shape, or form to accommodate someone else. So I'm getting that more than anything. So here we have the number 8. Like, these could be numbers that are significant to you. We had 8, 17, 51, 23. We have 8 actually again. We have 8 twice. So 88 or 888 might be your angel number for the situation. Then we have also 6 and we have also 5. Now we're going to get rid of these cards and we're going to be pulling some tarot. Let's see how they feel about you and also the near future. Okay, let's see. So Spirit, how does Pile 1's person feel about them? What other feelings and intentions regarding Pile 1? So here we have the 2 of Swords. Here we have the Page of Swords. Yeah, it could be that you guys are not really in contact. Here we have the 3 of Cups. And here we have the Chariot. Yeah, I believe that for the time being, the best thing that you can do is literally just focus on yourself, because here we also have the Empress. With the 3 of Cups, it could be that there is a third party involved. Obviously, this doesn't mean that there is necessarily a third party involved. It could be that there are also some life circumstances that are literally keeping this person from being consistent and from being, I believe, a decent human being, perhaps. But, oh my God, I'm sorry, everything is shaking. But yeah, I believe that perhaps this person, and with this 3 of Cups is still telling me about keeping things lighthearted. It could be that with this Empress, you're more like, obviously, if you are this hermit, if you are this deep person, you don't have time for, you don't have time for bullshit. You don't have time to have fun, and that's it. You're looking for connection. You're looking for connection. You're looking for something deep. You're looking for something that you can actually plan your life on, like something long term that you can actually do something with and you can work on, instead of spending your time, like being in a connection that, first of all, is keeping you confused. And second of all, you don't even know where it's going. So I feel like perhaps this person is very, let's go with the flow. And you're like, no, I know what I want. I'm not going with the flow. I'm not going with the flow. But because this person is so interesting, it could be that you just kind of manage to lower your standards a little bit to meet them where they're at and be perhaps a little bit less rigid. It could be that you have been told by other people that you're quite rigid and that if you were to loosen up a bit, then it would be better. And if you have stomach problems, if you have, belly problems, it could be that if you loosen up a little bit, then all of those problems would go away as well. Which is something that I've also heard about myself. But you are not a go with the flow person. So honestly, if you guys are also in no contact, this person is kind of trying to understand whether it's a good idea or not to reach out. Do not reach out. Like I'm saying it to you, do not reach out, because if this is how it is, like, do not reach out. If you know what you want and this person just wants to go with the flow because God knows what goes through their head, no. Like you deserve better than that. Like literally, if you are this empress or if you are this emperor, no. An empress deserves an emperor. An emperor deserves an empress. They don't deserve any type of page. No, they deserve to be with someone that is exactly at their level. Now, let's see what's going to be happening in the near future. Okay, so we have these two cards that popped out by themselves. Here we have the Ace of Swords. Here we have Strength again. I mean, here we have the number 8 again. So 888 is going to be your angel number for this situation. Then here we have the 10 of Wands. Yeah, I'm just getting a strong feeling that you guys are just not in communication. And this conversation that is going to be happening, that is going to be taking place, even if you guys are in communication. Wow, that just flew. We have the High Priestess here. So it could be that even if you guys are in no contact, this person is going to be sliding through your DMs, perhaps during Leo season. Because here we have Strength, so it could be that it's going to be through Leo season. It's going to be a very hard conversation to have because, like, I feel like throughout all of this time, you were hoping for them to grow up because, like, you feel their potential, you see their potential, and it's actually, you know, it's very sad when there's someone that you care about and you see their potential and they're really doing nothing in order to fulfill it. Okay, I had to move this thing a little bit far up so you could see the cards. Yeah, so it's very sad. So if you guys are in contact, you're about to have a very uncomfortable conversation, which is going to decide whether you're going to end it or keep on going because this is tiring. Or if you guys are not in contact, this person is going to be showing up and is going to leave you a little bit confused as to why they're back, a little bit confused regarding their intentions. Still is going to be quite of a difficult conversation to have because emotions are involved, love is involved, hope is involved, all of those things are involved. But here I see this High Priestess. Here I see this inner voice that is trying to guide you to the best solution, to the best possible solution. And you already know what the best possible solution is. It could be that you're just supposed to be a little bit more patient with this person and that they're doing everything that they can. And so you're supposed to see that. Or it could be that it's really just not it and you're supposed to just let it go. Your intuition already knows. Inside of you, you already know what's going to happen. And inside of you, you already know what you're supposed to be doing. So this High Priestess is telling me that yes, from an ego aspect, it's going to be quite a difficult conversation to have. But on the spirit aspect, you already know everything. Also because someone that is this deep, they know. As soon as they get into whatever, they already know what's going to happen because they can see things from 10 miles away. Now we're going to do something. So I'm going to pull some cards. I want you to think about a question. And I'm going to be pulling one card from this deck. And we're going to be getting either a yes or a no or something related to time. So you can also think about a time, you know, like a timeline, asking for a timeline. Let's see what's going to be popping up. So just think about your question. We're just going to get one card out of this deck. And if it makes no sense, if the answer makes no sense, it's because that piece of information is just not available for you right now, and it's not supposed to be available to you at this moment. So I'm going to be pulling the card in 3, 2, 1. Let go. Damn. Okay. Okay. Well, you got your answer. You got your answer. There you go. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me today. Let me know in the comments if this reading made sense, if it is your case, and as well, if you want, the comment section is a place for all of us to vent and to let other people know that we are not alone in our situations, and there's always someone else that is also going through the same thing, and we can give advice to each other and lift each other up. Okay, thank you very much for being here with me today. I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello there, pile number 2. This is going to be a reading if you picked the Hierophant from the Under the Oak Tarot. So it could be that you're a Taurus, it could be that the person that you are with is a Taurus, and it could be that you guys are married, or it could be that this person is married, or you're married, or it has something to do with, you know, marriage and commitment or something like that. It could be that you want commitment and this person is not really giving commitment. So it's like you're just kind of chasing a little bit after this thing, because that is your intention. Your intention is to be committed. Your intention is either to, you know, to be committed or to stay committed, in case you guys are already in a relationship. So now something that is popping up right off the bat is the fact that there could be more emotional maturity. I feel like perhaps it could be, not for all of you, but for some of you, it could be that you are either thinking or starting or are in the process or are already in the process of couples therapy or something like that. I feel like perhaps you guys need a mediator. It could be that communication is just not the best, and that's why you guys bump heads. I don't feel that it's because perhaps you're not directed towards the same goal. Rather, it's because of communication. It could be that at times you guys are saying the exact same thing, but in two completely different ways. And that's where a lot of confusion comes up. But anyway, we're going to be pulling tarot in a second. Right now, we're going to be pulling some oracle cards and see what's up. Okay, Spirit, so please let me know about pile 2 and their person, the person in their mind. Let's see what pops up. Okay, so here we have obsession, infatuation, adoration, and addiction. Here we have trapped, stuck, tied down, or captive, and captive. Here we have abandoned, left out, walked away, and cold. And here we have pain, apprehensive, afraid, and cautious. And here at the back of the deck, we have clinging, holding on, obsessing, and spying. Here we have obsession coming out twice. It really could be that this perhaps was a connection in which one of you two, if not the both of you, were like married or something. And you guys got together and, you know, because it was just like this intense passion and you just got together and everything. Absolutely no judgment from me. I want to make that very clear. Shit happens for a lot of different reasons, and if this shit happened, then there is a reason. Remember that if this is not your pile, you are free to either check out my other videos or pick another deck, another pile. But yeah, I'm getting that this could be a very strong case of, you know, really not talking to each other, no contact completely. You know, it's like one of the two decided to jump ship because, like, you know what, this is too much and I'm just not willing to do this anymore. So I'm really getting the feeling that there's like a third person involved, third, fourth person, if they're married or you're married or both of you are married. I feel like it just got too complicated at some point. It could be that marriage is just not in the picture. However, it could be, however, that the situation is just quite complicated, and I feel like one of you wants out, but doesn't really know how to let go, feeling completely trapped. I'm getting trauma bond. It could be that you guys understand each other at such a deep level when it comes to childhood trauma. It could be that you guys had literally the same childhood. And that a lot of very deep traumas that you're still carrying to this day is the same trauma that the other person has lived as well. So whenever we meet these people, it's very easy to cling on to them because it's very hard, honestly, to find someone that understands our deepest, like literally our deepest, you know, wounds and our deepest everything. Like, it's very complicated because only who has lived through a certain kind of event can understand, right? Other people can cognitively understand, but not really entirely. They don't understand the emotional toll that it can take on a person. They just don't get it. Meanwhile, whoever has gone through it as well, there's like this whole thing. Like, you don't even have to over explain yourself that much as to why you turned out a certain way, as to why now you have a certain mentality, as to why now, you know, perhaps you've picked certain situations in your life that were not really serving you, but for the sake of escapism, for example, you made that decision. With these kind of people that they went through our same thing, we don't need to explain ourselves that much. They know. So it's easy to get very, very addicted to them. Absolutely, yes, because we are addicted to this feeling of being seen and validated. Meanwhile, someone else that perhaps has another kind of trauma but didn't really live through what we went through, perhaps there's still that feeling of just like not really being fully 100% seen and understood. So I completely get it. But at this point, like, one of you is stalking, if not the both of you are stalking each other down like crazy. I'm just getting a lot of pain here, and there's like no way out of this pain. Or it's like you decided to walk away, or they decided to walk away, and there's like this feeling of impossibility of just letting go. You know, it's like, why can I not let go of this person? It's been so long. Why can I just not let go? And it's complicated to let go. So that's why I'm also thinking a lot about trauma bond. It could be as well that the relationship was quite toxic. And so the trauma bond is actually a trauma that you both created to each other through their relationship. Okay, so here I am pulling cards from another deck. Here we have thought. Here we have reconciliation. Here we have faithfulness and affection. And here we have thief. Yep, I'm getting the sense of like deception. I'm still getting this sense of deception. Maybe you feel like you have been robbed for real. Because sometimes the shit, for example, especially if this person perhaps actually really pulled a stunt that was quite dirty, there is like that feeling of, who have I been with all this time? I feel like this person just literally took my heart and ran away with it. Like this person lied in order to get to my heart and then just went away with it. I believe that you guys are thinking about each other equally, and there are thoughts about reconciliation. But again, with this faithfulness and affection, I feel like maybe someone here decided to try all over again with their spouse, and they decided to give it a go to their marriage, if there is a marriage thing here going on, and they just decided to hop ship with the other person and be like, listen, we actually are deciding to try it again, and so I can't do this anymore, sorry, bam, and they just disappeared overnight, which is hell, honestly. No matter the situation, to be abandoned just like that is hell. Honestly, it's hell. No matter the situation, it is very, very painful. Even if you rationally understand why they made that decision, that doesn't invalidate the whole flow of emotion that can come afterwards. But okay, now we're going to get some tarot. Let's see what the tarot will say. We're going to be checking their feelings towards you and also the future. Let's see what the future holds for you guys. Okay, how does pile 2's person feel about them? Okay, so here we have the 5 of Swords. Here we have the Ace of Swords. There's a lot of thinking here going on, definitely. Here we have the Magician. Here we have the King of Swords. At the back of the deck, we have the 9 of Swords. Are you serious? Oh my god. There's a lot of reflection, definitely. There is a lot of obsession, like mental obsession over this. There's a lot of feeling of powerlessness over this situation. And I believe that one person here is far more detached. Like, it's like they just make decisions, but they don't really think about the consequences that it has on the other person. I have that thing. It's like they only do whatever is best for them. They only do whatever makes them feel good, but it's like they completely forget about the other person's feelings. You might also be dealing with an air sign, so Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. The other person really doesn't care. I feel like there is this sense of just like not giving a flying fuck, honestly. So it is quite frustrating, obviously, when you're dealing with this type of person. And I feel like one of you guys is as well quite avoidant when it comes to emotions, responsibility, and all of these things. It's like there's this avoidance, you know, and so obviously it is impossible to try and reach a conclusion, to try and reach any type of compromise with a person that is just completely emotionally shut off. It's like, okay, can you like open up so we can actually get things to surface and we can lay it all down on the table? We have all the information down on the table so we can decide how to move forward. This thing seems to be a little bit like impossible. It's like there's communication, but it's quite limited, you know? There is a little bit of purging of emotion, but it's limited, you know, because they're not really that in touch with their emotions. And so that's very, very, very complicated. It could be that one of you is trying to manifest the other as well. And there's just a lot of anxiety overall. There's a lot of overthinking overall. And perhaps there's also a little bit of self-blame, thinking, where did I go wrong? Did I do something wrong? Am I not enough? Am I not this? Am I not that? Did I say something wrong? I don't believe that that might be the case. I just feel like this person is genuinely selfish. This person is genuinely selfish, and this person also knows how to manipulate. When I see the Magician and the King of Swords together, yeah, that's really giving off a lot of vibes of manipulation. And this person, they just need... If they really did have all of that, like all of that history of childhood trauma, this is them defending themselves, and this is them trying to defend themselves. This is them surviving, which is quite a little bit of a miserable existence if all of you do is survive and not live. It's something. It's definitely something. Now let's see what the near future holds for you guys. They think about you a lot, like that's for sure. Like you are literally on their mind 24/7. You are on their mind 24/7. I feel like perhaps even the decision that they had to make, it was the best thing for them, but they know that it is hurting you. They know that they could have been more open. They could have enjoyed their times with you a little bit more, or they could be at this point, at this present time, they could enjoy you a little bit more instead of being so shut off, instead of having all of these power struggles with this Five of Swords as well. There's a lot of power struggles here, and communication really just was not as effective as it should have been, or it's not as effective as it should be. Let's see in the near future what's going to happen between you guys. Here we have this Nine of Wands that you cannot see because there's no room. Okay, sure. Here we have the Moon. We have the Six of Pentacles. We have the Four of Pentacles, exactly, speaking about being shut off emotionally. And here we have the Page of Pentacles. There is still some optimistic thinking regarding, you know, perhaps getting back together, having some type of reconciliation, or even having just a very meaningful conversation in which you can manage to, at least if this is a separation case, to, my God, this thing is driving me crazy today, to at least have some closure, to at least have something, to at least have some type of conversation in which you can get some information that you can actually do something with. Be like, you know what, okay, this is how you feel, okay, fine, at least now I know I can move on and whatever, you know, like fuck it, okay, whatever, it's gonna hurt, whatever, I'm gonna get over it. I survived a billion things, I'm gonna survive this as well, you know, but at least to get something and to not be left in the dark like this. Now, I believe that there's also a lot of lack of trust, and there will continue to be some lack of trust. It could be that this person is lying to you or has lied to you so far. So it's kind of impossible to understand what it is that they want, where it is that they're, what it is that they're trying to do. I think that in the near future, we're not going to get anything either. There's going to be a tad more of honesty, but it's not going to be enough honesty in order to understand what it is that you're supposed to be doing or how it is that this person is feeling. What I am seeing a lot, however, coming from this person is survival. That's what I'm seeing. I don't believe that this person is evil or that they're narcissistic or anything like that. I do not believe that, but I do believe that this person is highly on survival mode. Highly. So if you're someone that tends to live more than being on survival, or you tend to at least literally manage to kind of balance yourself between the two things, because trauma is never easy, but you at least try to balance between these two things, and this person is full-blown 100% survival mode. This is not good, and you know that it's not good, and you know that you're not aligned when it comes to this, because it's going to really, like the relationship is just going to take a complete different turn. Right? It's going to take a complete different turn. So I believe that when it comes to the future, the things are looking to remain pretty much the same. So from this moment forward, it's up to you what it is that you want to do. Like if you guys are in no contact, I think that there is going to be some contact. It's not going to be that much, but there is going to be something. Perhaps there's going to be some closure. But this person is never going to come 100% clean regarding how they feel, because they're so guarded when it comes to emotions that they don't even know how they feel. So they cannot give you a piece of information that they don't have for themselves already, okay? Now, we're going to do something now. I want you to think about a question, a yes or no question, something that regards time as well, like timetable, timeline, and just think about it. Just think about your question. I'm going to be taking a card out of this deck. If the answer makes no sense, it's because that piece of information is not available for you at this present moment. So just think about your question. And I'm going to be taking a card out in 3, 2, 1. Nope. Ask for help from others. Okay. All right, pile number 2, it's been a pleasure. So if you want to share your experience in the comments, or if you just want to vent a little bit, if you want me to know how this reading went, please feel free to share whatever you want. Just please be respectful of everyone else. And that's pretty much it. I hope to see you soon in the next video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and have a good day. Hi, pile 3, this is going to be your reading. If you picked the Hanged Man from the, I completely forgot the name of this deck, to be honest with you. I think it's the Little Prince deck. I think that's exactly how it's called. I completely lost the box. All right, and I just got it today. Okay, good. So, definitely stuck. Definitely confused, definitely trying to see the situation from multiple points of view, multiple angles, to try to see if maybe there is a piece of information that you are missing in order to, just have a full picture of this whole thing. I feel like perhaps this kind of connection has been a little bit of a shit show, and you feel like you're just missing information. It could be that you're confused. It could be like your intuition is trying to tell you something that you're not really, but you're not understanding what it is. It could be that as well. I feel like there is something that is happening. Yes, it's the Little Prince Tarot, yes. It could be that there's something that is happening and you cannot understand what it is. So it's like you're just trying to understand what is this missing piece of the puzzle. Because shit is confusing. Like, seriously. I believe that you might be talking to one of your besties, perhaps even a little bit too much about this topic. And it could be that your bestie is getting a little bit fed up. But this is what besties do. So it is what it is. But yeah, there's this feeling of just being stuck, right? It could be that you also want to move forward with this relationship, but this person doesn't, or they are saying not now, and you're not really understanding when the time would be right. You don't really get it because they're not really being transparent, so you don't really know what to do now. Now we're going to be pulling tarot in a second. So for now, we're going to be pulling some oracle cards and see. So what's going on between pile 3 and their person. Okay, starting off with confessions, unveiling, coming clean, and messages. Running, ghosting, disappearing, invisible. Influences, attachments, third parties, and peers. Then we have shallow, hollow, empty, boredom. And on the back of the deck, we have distracted, sidetracked, changes, and delays. So I feel like perhaps this person actually has commitment issues. If they have commitment issues, you definitely already kind of understood that by now. I feel like perhaps once you feel like you're getting quite close to them emotionally, they just run away. Or they just start detaching a little bit. They go cold for no reason and everything. For third parties, it could be that if you guys are not exclusively dating, this person is also entertaining other people. And it is because of these attachment issues that they have, and they don't really know how to really do it. They don't really know how to deal with it. It could be that they don't even know it. All they know is that after a while, when they're talking to someone and they feel like things are getting a little bit too intense, all they know is that they flee. That's all that they know. That is it. That's all that they know. All that they know is that they flee. That they get scared for some reason, they get anxious for some reason, they get bored as well for some reason. I feel like perhaps this person doesn't even know how to sustain a relationship that is quote mark boring. And by boring, we actually mean peaceful, no drama, no toxicity. The occasional conflicts, because it's normal between two people to have normal conflicts. I mean, that's normal, but it's not to the level of toxicity. So it could be that this person is so used to toxicity that as soon as they get something that resembles healthiness, it's like they just run away. And I believe that if you have no idea right now what their intentions are, what they want to do, they're about to come clean about it. So I feel like you're just going to have to wait a little bit and not really run after them, because with this running we also have the chasing, obviously. So the opposite of running is chasing. So in order to not escalate the situation and just make it a little bit worse by chasing, because if the runner chaser dynamic starts, it's gonna be a very quick toxic downward spiral from there. It's gonna be so quick that you're not even gonna notice it. So do not chase, and just keep on your energy. Do not chase. For the love of God, don't chase, because once that starts, it's also quite addicting. The highs and the lows, they're very addicting, honestly. So better not. Okay, I'm gonna pull some cards from this other oracle deck. Let's see. This deck actually came today, so I don't know. Let's see. So here we have love. Here we have country house. Here we have the consultant. What does this mean? I don't even know, but we're gonna try and figure that out. And here we have success. So it could be that this person is also very, very, very attached to their work. They're very, very attached to what they can achieve. And that's why perhaps they also have quite commitment issues. I feel like perhaps they drown themselves in work, they drown themselves in all of that, they drown themselves in materialistic things. You know, it could be that they're so focused on the material that they completely lack the emotional side, the spiritual side, the psychological side of life. It's like they don't even know that exists. They actually run away from it because of their trauma or whatever it is. So I feel like this third influence, it might actually be their work, because that's their way to escape. You know, I feel like the more success they have, the more value they have in their own eyes. I feel like this person actually does want love, but they just don't really know how to give it. They don't know how to receive it. They just don't know. It's like love is this foreign territory that they just don't know what to do with it. So as soon as they kind of start to feel it, because at the end of the day, this is a human being that is capable of love. It's capable of feeling love. But as soon as they feel it, they have to run away, and they use their work as a way of escapism, or they go to several vacations or something like that, or they just hide, because they don't really know what to do with it. So with the consultant, it could be that this person is already seeing a therapist, but most likely it's just therapy is just not going that well, or they know that they have this issue and they actually want to get rid of it. Okay, let's pull some tarot to see how this person feels about you, and to also check the near future to see what is going to be happening between you guys. Okay, so Spirit, how does pile 3's person, how do they feel about pile 3? Okay, so here we have the 10 of Swords. Here we have the 8 of Swords. This person has no idea of what to do, honestly. Here we have the Lovers. Here we have the King of Pentacles, and here we have the 6 of Wands. This is exactly confirmation of the previous message of the fact that they actually do want love, but they don't know what to do with it. They want to feel a connection with someone. They don't know how to get it. They don't know how to deal with it when it comes, and they're very, very much drowning in the fact that the more financial success they have and the more worthy they are in their eyes. It could be as well that at this time they're not really financially where they want to be. They're not as financially secure as they would like to be, so they can portray themselves as having all of these things and therefore being more lovable, being more interesting, being more everything, which is quite sad, honestly, but it depends on how they were brought up. If they were brought up in a family in which success was everything, material wealth was everything, or in a family that was quite poor, so now they're very wired into... I feel like this person is family oriented, and so if they are seeking a companion, they want to be able to have the means in order to support the entire family. I feel like this person is quite oriented, but I believe that as a partner and then as a parent, they wouldn't really be emotionally available. So that's going to cause other types of trauma. They don't want their family, their spouse, their children to live through financial trauma, but because of their emotional unavailability, they're going to give them emotional trauma. So that's going to be kind of hard. They don't really know what to do with you because they don't know what to do with the emotions that they feel. With this Lovers card in the middle, there is love here. There is a connection. There is all of that. There is actual genuine feelings. I feel like this person really admires you and they really feel seen and validated. They feel all of these things, but they don't know what to do with it because they're not used to it. So it could be that they're quite on and off and they don't really know what to do. They don't really know if they want to cut it off. They don't really know what it is. All they know is that they're quite insecure and that they do not want to... they don't want you to see them as they see themselves. So I feel like whenever they're also having an episode that could last also some days or could last several weeks in which they feel like they are worth nothing, that's especially when they retreat. That's especially when they hide. Because like, well, I'm nothing. I feel like I'm nothing. I think that I am nothing. And therefore the whole world is going to see me this way. And so I'm just going to hide until I am at my best of my abilities to come across again as someone that is something, that is worth something, but they're just putting their value into the wrong things, honestly. Now let's see what the near future holds for you guys. So we have the 8 of Wands. We have the 7 of Cups. We have the 6 of Cups. We have Death, Lord. And then we have the Queen of Wands. Yep. I believe that you might get tired of the situation and be like, you know what? I actually have multiple options, so I don't even know why I'm entertaining this. This person is not a bad person. I feel like they can actually be very sweet and effective and affectionate and attentive. A lot of attention to detail, a lot of those things. This person could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So they're extremely attentive to detail and everything. I believe that perhaps they made you feel loved and appreciated, and they just made you feel attractive in a way that nobody else has. But if this is the other side of the coin, which is to have them behave this way. Obviously, it's not really that worth it, is it? Because, you know, the price is too high to pay for something like this. So what I believe is that there's going to be this exhaustion, perhaps from your part, and be like, you know what, I have multiple options and I don't really know why I'm supposed to be entertaining this. There is going, if right now with this person you're not really in speaking terms because, you know, they disappeared again, they ghosted again, I feel like they are going to come back, but by that point, you have already reached the conclusion that you actually have multiple options and that you don't want to be treated this way. Even if it's not out of malevolence and it's out of insecurities, it's out of fear, that doesn't justify anything, and that shouldn't mean that you have to accept it if you don't want to. That doesn't mean that you have to accept it if it's not aligned with you. Okay, now I want you to think about a question, a yes or no question, and I'm going to be pulling an answer from this deck. It can also be a timeline question. Let's see. If the answer doesn't make sense to you, it's because it is not your time right now to receive that piece of information, and you're supposed to learn it like in the near future. So I'm going to be pulling your answer. Oh my God. Sometimes it happens. Okay, so I'm going to be pulling your answer in 3, 2, 1. Forgiveness. Yeesh. Okay. All right. And here at the back of the deck, we also have be assertive, and that's such a Queen of Wands thing, to be assertive, okay? All right, Pile 3, thank you very much for joining me. If you want to share your experience down in the comments or just let me know how the reading went, please do. And we're going to be seeing each other in the next video, okay? Bye-bye.